Do you see that sun coming in? It feels so nice. I'm standing in front of my east window and I can see the sun rising. It's kind of early. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I've been up for about an hour. I have not had my coffee or anything yet, so I'm about to jump on that. And I'm gonna let the kitties outside. It is currently Monday morning and I have a few orders to package up. I think I have 4 from not last week, but the week before. I was holding their plant orders for like weather and stuff. So I'm gonna get those packaged up and drop those off at the UPS store. I wanna give you a sneak peek at the plants and stuff that I might be including in the sale. I haven't made my mind up exactly which plants yet. I'll probably do that here in a couple days and get their photos taken and everything. But I figured I would give you a sneak peek at some of them just to give you a visual view. And for those that, yeah, want to do the sale or join the sale, say, Mommy, we want to go outside. Yeah, we want to go outside. Luna's right here too. So yeah, it's gonna be a very busy week for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let the kitties out and get my coffee here, and I'll show you the plants that I'm packing up today. And yeah, we'll see kind of what all I get up to for the vlog today. I might not vlog too much. It depends. If I make my soil and stuff up today, which I kind of want to, I'll show you. I did change the packaging that I do want to show you. So I'll give you a peek at that here. And yeah, I may not be back on until Wednesday though, but we'll see how the day goes. Black espresso shot. I better pour this over the counter because I am gonna make a mess. Okay, I have ice in here, so swirl that around. And then we'll see how much of the protein shake will actually fit in here. Okay, not all of it, but that'll do. And I'll just drink the rest out of here. She looks delish. So I have 5 orders. I'm waiting for someone to email me back. I've been holding a seedling for them, so just, you know, due to weather and everything, but I checked their weather and it's okay to ship, so I really want to ship it to them this week and go ahead and get it out for them, so I'm waiting to hear back. We have a Monstera obliqua that didn't go out, but we are getting ready to ship this one. I love the leaves. This is a pretty decent size. This one came from a propagation that I had taken off my plant, and normally they've been producing runners, but this is another one that popped a leaf instead of a runner, so yeah, it should hopefully continue growing well for her. And I have a stake in here. I'll probably just put it on the side, like in the box or whatever, so that, well, no, I might pack it up like that, so I think that'll be fine to leave it. Next order, we have 2 plants. We have Alocasia Regal Shields. She's gorgeous. And there's the roots. And the second plant that they got was the Scindapsus Jade Satin. I love mine so much. This is a new leaf here, and then that's a new leaf up here. And I just cleaned the leaves, and look at all those chunky roots in there. Next order was a plant hold, is this Michelitiana. This is a more mature size. This one is like corn producing size. You can see it's pretty decent size. And it's rooted nicely and everything in there. So yeah, this will be a big one to package up. And then lastly, someone placed an order for Aroid mix. So this is the new packaging here. I got these like craft paper bags that are secured up here, and then I heat sealed them so that when you open it up here, it doesn't come open. It like stops where the seal is, and then you can just rip the bag and still like secure it shut. And it has a little window where you can actually see the mix. And I put an ingredient label on the bottom, which is new. And then I changed this label again. So I'm still playing around with packaging. Although I like the clear bags, I just feel like they were kind of flimsy for me. I don't know. This I feel like looks a little bit more put together, a little bit more professional. I just need a smaller size. So this is 2.5 pounds, and then I have the 1 pound. And then the prop mix, I'm still using the plastic bags for because I only want to sell 1 pound, I think, of that because I just am going through it so quickly. I feel like a lot of people are liking the prop mix, and I feel like a lot of people are buying the larger bag versus the smaller bag of the Aroid mix. But the prop mix, I use so much of it when I'm doing props and then trying to sell it. I just feel like I'm constantly having to buy like tree fern, and it gets expensive. So I'm just gonna sell the one size of the prop mix and however much I can make up for the week. And then if that sells out, then I'll restock it for the next week. Same with Aroid mix. I made like a huge batch. You guys can't see over there. Well, maybe you can. Oh, those bins right there. So those are the prop mix bin and the soil mix bin. So I have to like fill those all the way up to the top. So I should have enough mix of the Aroid mix to make at least half of a container, and then I'm gonna have to order more supplies again. Yeah, I just love a good chunky mix, and yeah, I don't know. I know it's not for everyone because, you know, it can dry out pretty quickly, but I just adore it so much, and I just love making my own. So yeah, we have 5 plants to package, so I have to get my polyfill and cardboard out of the garage. I have some stuff, I have like pon in open containers on that table. They are drying out, so I don't know where I'm gonna package, but yeah, I'm gonna get started here on this, and it is currently, oh, it is almost 9. I swear that hour went by so fast. So hopefully it doesn't take me more than like an hour or so to package these, and then yeah, I can get out. I would like to get to the store and everything. I still haven't decided if I want to film a big box shopping video today. I would like to because they're easier videos to film and they perform well on my channel, and they're usually like a higher watched video, meaning more people watch it all the way through, and because of that, more ads get shown and watched, so I get more AdSense when I do a big box shopping video. And I feel like a lot of people like watching them, so my goal is to do one every 2 weeks, so I think it's been like 3 weeks now, so I should probably film one. And I love filming them, I just don't know if I'm in the mood to plant shop today. We'll see. I'll see how I feel after this because I'm already looking at the time. If I go to the grocery store and film a shopping video, I'm going to be out for like 4 hours or so, like during the hottest part of the day. But we'll see. And I want to come back and make my mixes and everything. So, and I need to edit, of course. And I also need to film for my main channel. I need to do some moss pole chops, and I need to do my, I forgot about my plant feature of the month video, so I'm gonna film that I think tomorrow. I'll kind of show a little bit here, and yeah, we'll get these sent off. Here's this person's order. So we have the Aroid mix down in here, and I have my little thing here, and then I have the thank you card with their receipt. So to kind of secure this so it doesn't flop around, I put paper on the bottom and then I put paper on the top to secure it. It's pretty thick paper. I usually do like a couple, like it's pretty thick, so it kind of secures it in place. I was trying to figure out a way to wrap the soil so that it looks pretty when they open it, like with my tissue paper, but this is kind of jagged, I guess, and I don't want it to rip the tissue paper, but the tissue paper would look really nice and pretty in here. I don't know. But yeah, I don't really know how to wrap the bags, and I was just using paper around it, but since this craft paper is pretty thick, the plastic I was worried about it puncturing, but this is pretty like thick, so I feel like this should be fine, like not wrapping it and just putting it in the bag. Yeah, and then I'll weigh this, tape it up, weigh it, and print their shipping label. I also spent the other evening a couple hours redoing my cards that I send. I have about, I think I have enough cards for one more drop, and then I'm out. So I kind of redesigned it. So I think it's roughly going to be the same size, but they're going to have rounded edges, and there's going to be a front and a back. And I think I did it as to where it's going to be, I think the paper might be a little bit better quality. And I kind of kept the similar design. I may eventually like redesign it completely, but what I did was I put my logo as like the main focus on the front, and then I kept the little monstera and alocasia on the side. And I think I left thank you for your purchase. And then on the back side, I've added a barcode. So if you scan the barcode with your camera, it'll bring you to the website. So I thought the barcode edition was pretty cool. And then the follow us, that is on the back, along with the little thank you for supporting our small business and the coupon code and the review. So all that's going to be on the back with the barcode. So I'm excited to see them. I ordered them, I think I ordered it a few days ago, so they should be here later this week, maybe like Friday. I did pay a little bit of an upcharge because I wanted to make sure I got them before I started packaging plants on Sunday, because I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough. So yeah, I put these in every box. So I kind of designed this. I wasn't sure like what I wanted to do. I like everything here, so I kind of kept it somewhat the same, but still, I'm excited to see it though. I'm checking everyone's weather before I ship. I'm pretty much including insulation. Yeah, I'm just gonna include it on every plant order because I feel like every time I check someone's weather, it's usually like a little bit above 90, in the 90s, or upper 80s. I feel like everyone needs it. It's hot everywhere. Well, I shouldn't say everywhere, but it's hot for a majority of the people that I'm shipping to, I guess. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and add it on everyone just to make it easier. But yeah, I'm still like checking weather just to make sure that it's nothing crazy. I have shipped and I think their weather reached 110 degrees, which is very hot. I was very anxious. I emailed the person and be like, I'm gonna ship it to you. I added insulation. Like, please let me know how they arrive. Like, I just let them know I was really anxious because I was worried about them melting with the heat. I'm like, definitely, like, if you can, bring them inside, like, as soon as it's delivered so they're not sitting out in, like, 110-degree heat, you know? So, but they did fine. She emailed me. She said they were fine. So I was like, whoo, I was worried about that. But yeah, it's very hot. That is very hot. So yeah, just double checking. I'm just plugging their like city and state into like the 10-day forecast and just pulling it up. I love seeing where everyone's from and seeing what their weather is like for the week compared to like me here in Savannah. Oh, their weather's nice. I see some highs in 70s. See, that's perfect. I think 70s, like up to 80 is like perfect. When it reaches like mid 80s and 90s, I'm like, oh, it is like way too hot. So nothing too crazy weather-wise. So we're gonna go ahead and get started and packing these plants. We have 5 boxes ready to go out. It actually took me a little bit longer than I thought to package the rest of these. So yeah, we are heading about almost noon now, which is crazy. Like, where did the morning go? I think I am going to go film a shopping video after I drop these off and then come back to the grocery store on the way back home and then probably just edit this evening. And then I'll just film tomorrow. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I probably won't be back on here until probably until Wednesday, but we'll see. If I do anything for the shop tomorrow, I'll let you know. I just watered everyone yesterday in there. And then, of course, I have to make the mixes up. So I don't know if I'll get to that today or not, but we'll see. But yeah, I will chat with you guys here again soon. Good afternoon. It is the next day, and today I figured I would go ahead and reorganize the shelves, figure out what I want to list for sale for this Friday, and kind of show you some of the plants that will be in this sale. And then I'm also going to get started on putting the labels on them and take their photos. I was going to film for my main channel today, but I'm going to do that tomorrow instead. I just didn't feel like filming. Well, obviously I'm filming this, but I didn't feel like doing like plant care in there. I'd rather like take the photos and do stuff for the shop today. So yesterday I dropped the packages off, which is where we ended, and then I filmed a plant shopping video and I went to the grocery store. I didn't get back till like 5 o'clock, and then I watered the outside plants and we ate dinner. I went for a walk, and then I came back and made a big batch of the Aroid mix and prop mix. So I have to put them in their individual bags. So I'll probably do that a bit later today. I wanted to ask you guys specifically that are ordering or who want to order. I've been doing weekly restocks on a certain day, usually at the same time. Is that what you guys prefer? That way you are given a heads up, you know, like what's going to be in the restock when I send out the newsletter? Or would you rather me kind of add plants on there throughout the week as like they're ready? That way people who randomly go onto the site, if there's plants on there, and if they choose to buy them, they can. I was thinking about that the other day, and I know like when I was browsing Etsy, you know, I'll see shops that they've added new stuff, but I don't know if they really make an announcement that there's new plants on their shop. And then I was trying to think of a way to have more supply on there for those that have had trouble like getting a plant during the restock time. So let me know what you think about that idea, because I'd be happy to try and add some plants like during the week, as well as like do a main restock day. I feel like the light is washing me out a bit. Let me move this way a little bit, if that's better. It's not so washed out. Look at this pink princess. I wanted to show you. Isn't this crazy? This is a lucky find at a big box store, and I've been letting it grow ever since. It's in tree fern and perlite, and it seems really happy. But I was trying to decide, you know, if I should propagate this one. I don't know what I should do. This new leaf is like all pink. That one right there. And this latest one is very, very pink. She's beautiful though. I did take pink princess propagations from my main plant, and I feel like they won't be ready for some time though. Some of them are starting to grow. Like here is a propagation. This was from my highly variegated pink princess, and I have them rooting. And their nodes are just now starting to activate. Like, look how tiny that first leaf is. Do you see it? Look how cute. Like, look how variegated it is already. It does have another leaf, but I feel like it's going to take several more leaves for it to be an actual sizable plant to sell, you know? Here was another one I did. A lot of these had the growth spike, but it hasn't even surfaced from the mix yet. But they had the spike when I actually put them in here. I propagated more Hoya linearis the other day. My plant is very thin. I actually took like 5 long strands from my linearis. I'll have to show you when I go in my plant room. And I'm gonna grow a separate plant to have like 2 growing side by side to hopefully have more props in the future. but I didn't want to like chop too much of her away. And then I repotted my main plant. I just did that off camera. And I just wanted to give it like a little refresh. It's been a while since it's been repotted. And so these ones I just took, so I don't really see that they really have rooted or done much yet. So I won't have any more linearis for a few weeks, I think, until these start to root. I'm also thinking about propagating another Monstera albo. So you guys know the one that I chopped, I think, was it in my last shop vlog? The plant that I chopped pushed a new leaf, so she's starting to regrow. So I won't chop her again for a while, but I'm thinking about chopping a Monstera alba that's in my plant room, because I have 3 plants in there growing, and I don't need like 3 plants of it growing. So I have 2 mid cuts that I potted up, and I'm thinking about listing these for Friday, but I'm not sure, just because it has the growth point, you can see, but it hasn't formed a new leaf yet. So I don't know if I should wait for a new leaf or not. This is the leaf here on this one, and it's rooting very nicely. You can see all the healthy roots in there that are growing. So it's a healthy plant. I just don't know if I should sell it without a new leaf, you know, but it has green. It's not like all white, because I like to make sure that it's not going to grow all white, but you can see it's going to be nice, a nice color on it. So I have this one here like that, and then I also have this one here. This one has some splits there. It has a little bit of brown just on the edge there slightly. And then same thing with this one. It has the new growth point activation, and it's not going to be all white. I can see that it's going to be green. So it should be a nice leaf. And again, this one is rooting in here very nicely. So I haven't decided what I should list these at. Or I could just list one this week and maybe one the next week. I'm not sure. So I'll decide today. I just don't know how much to list them for yet. A lot of times I get asked, when I send the newsletter out, I'll get emails asking how much I'm selling a plant for, and sometimes I don't know until I add the photos onto the site and do the listing. Because sometimes if it's a plant that I haven't sold yet, or sometimes I'll just do like a random search on Etsy. I also take in account for like the level of irrigation, if it's rooted, if it's growing, because this obviously is going to be a little bit more because it has good irrigation. You can see that it has a healthy root system, the growth point. Like I've done the work. Like I've rooted this, grown this to be like a healthy cutting, instead of just selling a cutting for like $30, you know, and you don't know if it's going to survive and all this. So this, you know, is going to do well. So obviously like this is going to be more expensive than just a cutting. Sometimes, yeah, and sometimes I just struggle with pricing, and I don't price shame. Someone commented that in a video recently about the plant haul that I did, and it's hard to come up with prices because it's not even really worth selling some of these plants if I sell them for like dirt cheap, because you have to account for like packaging and the care and time that goes into growing a plant, and shipping is obviously expensive. Like I wouldn't be making anything if I sold a plant for extremely cheap. And I feel like a lot of my plants I do sell cheap, like $20 for a common plant. And I'm like guaranteeing like my plants are like happy and healthy and everything too. So I just have to account for that aspect and the time and care I put into growing these little babies. And I want like happy, healthy plants going out. A lot of times plants at the big box store, or even from like if you want to support local, there's a good chance that it could have pests like spider mites, thrips. You never know. And a lot of the times like those plants at the big box store, they're probably not as well cared for. Whereas like plants that are grown in someone's care, they're well looked after. You know, they check for pests, monitor for like the health of the plant. They're grown from like somebody's collection. I feel like I would rather pay for a place. The other plants might be more expensive, but if they come happy and healthy and they're packaged very well, like I'm willing to pay extra to get like a happier plant rather than getting a plant that I have to spend like months rehabbing. It could not do well, because I've done that before where I bought cheap plants and it's taken me a really long time to grow them and they may not be as healthy. So yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it, and yeah, I still struggle with trying to find and figure out what I'm going to sell plants for. I'm probably going to list probably two regular Michelitziana, just the regular green. I have this one here that has 3 leaves and it's working on a new one. So this leaf here is a decent size, this one. And these are all grown from corms. These are all grown from my big Michelitziana. I have a bigger one that I might hold off on. I haven't decided if I'm gonna list. I'm either gonna list the other big one with this one, or I have another small one here. This is a new leaf. This is the oldest leaf. Sometimes if I feel like a leaf is going to yellow, I don't like to list it until it grows another one, but it's still kind of green. It's just a little bit floppy. But this is the newest one that it just came out. I like to sell alocasias with minimum of 2 leaves. If I feel like one is going to yellow, then I question listing it. I don't really want like yellowing leaves to arrive to anyone. So if I feel like it's going to yellow or it's starting to yellow, I'll cut it away and then I'll like take the picture with just the 2 leaves. So I have this one and then the bigger one. I probably won't do all 3 for this Friday. This is one that I was going to sell, was it almost 2 weeks ago? But then I thought this leaf was yellowing, but it's still holding on. So I might list this one. This is the variegated Friedeck, because it is working on a new leaf here. So as long as it has 2 leaves, I'm just worried this little one here is going to yellow. It was looking a little bit yellow, but it might hold on. And this one has good color, and the new leaf has good color. I mean, these ones are smaller than the regular green Michelitziana, but it's still like a decent little size. So I have this one, and this is the other Friedeck I was thinking about listing. It has this gorgeous leaf here, and it's working on a new one. And I can tell this has gorgeous color. I did cut a leaf away that was starting to yellow. I may have underwatered it. I think probably is why it yellowed off like the first leaf, but I didn't want to sell it with just the one. So now that it has a second one, I might take a picture and list this one. I haven't decided. Sometimes I just have a hard time trying to figure out all the plants to list for the week, because I don't want to sell them all, because then I like to have a nice variety for each week. So those are the only 2 variegated Friedecks that are ready. I have like 10 corms that have sprouted. I have another one that I might list soon. I actually have 2 that I might list soon. These I might be listing soon, probably. I actually might list this Capria in here for this Friday. It's been acclimated to like room humidity. This one has a nice leaf. This one here, Capria. I might go ahead and list this one for Friday. And I have 2 more variegated Friedecks. I have this one that's working on a leaf. This one's a little bit smaller, so I might wait for like next Friday for this one. Let that new leaf unfurl. And this one's still small. It has 3 leaves though, so I might wait for those. And I have 3 more Michelitziana in here that are rooting and growing. I think I potted these up, the Michelitzianas, over a week ago now. And then this Heterophylla here, I'm waiting for 1 more leaf before I list this one. And these ones have been a little bit slow to get started. You guys saw me repot this one recently. I made that video live today actually, and they take a little bit to sprout and then to get a second leaf, because I don't want to sell it with just the 1 leaf. So once that one starts sprouting another one, I'll list that one. I have some Azalanes that are working on their second leaves. Let me show you my other alocasia bin actually. Okay, here is another bin. Now these ones are under higher humidity, so they won't be ready for a few weeks You can see all that condensation. Do you see how many are white in there? I have, yeah, look at all those white leaves. So some of these I can't sell just because they're all white, but some of these I might be transferring out to the open container, and then I'll have to let these grow a bit more. But I have some azaleanis here on the end that I'll have to transfer out and acclimate to room humidity. This is a micans that I'm gonna keep for me because you guys know my micans went downhill. So this is a node that I took from mine, and I just feel like micans really likes higher humidity. I'm gonna have to grow mine. I don't know. I might just have to grow it in like an enclosed space or something. I don't know, I haven't decided. But I do want to get it pulled soon. You can see all those aerial roots in there. But yeah, I'm gonna restart my plant back from this node. And I believe in another video that I did, this alocasia here, it is working on new roots in here, but it hasn't pushed a new leaf yet. So I haven't decided if I'm gonna sell this one or not. This is the Ninja. I mean, it has 3 leaves, which is fine, and it has taken to the prop medium very well. It's supposed to be the variegated one. So I might list this one for this Friday. I haven't decided just yet. And I have a couple Regal shields that will be ready for this Friday as well for alocasias. I'll probably list these 2 for Friday. They are about the same size that I've been selling them for. The leaf in the middle is the new one, and this one here. And this one's working on a 4th leaf, and this one's going to push its 4th leaf very soon. And these are well rooted and everything, so I'll go ahead and list these for Friday, Regal Shields. I'll have another good batch of alocasia for this Friday. I seriously love Capri. It's one of my favorites. The little leaves are so cute. I need to move my big one to pond. And alocasia wise, I think that's it that I'm gonna do for this week. I'm trying to decide. I think just one Syngonium that I'm gonna list. I have another one that's growing. This is Syngonium aria. This one put out a nice variegated leaf right here. And it does have, you know, 3 that are kind of green, and then that one was variegated. But it has really good genetics. This one is a bit of a bigger plant, so I'll probably list this one for Friday. And this one's showing more variegation on all the leaves, but it's still a little bit small, so I might hold off on this one. But we'll see. I know I like getting cute plants, but I just don't want people to be upset about the size. Like this one obviously is a lot bigger. So I'll probably list this one for Friday and let this one grow a bit more. I'm gonna go corm digging soon. I am gonna have an alocasia day, care day, and I have so many alocasia growing right now. It's crazy. So alocasia is probably gonna be like the top plant that I have in my shop just because I love them, and I grow out so many corms from the alocasias that I have. So yeah, I'm always gonna be growing out alocasia. I have a Maharani too, that I could list for this week, but it's a bit small. So I might wait for one more leaf for this guy. I have, so pothos. I'm gonna do a couple more Mandula and a couple more Just Sienna for Friday. I have this Mandula here that's growing nice. Look at this leaf right here, that's my favorite. And they're rooting and everything in here. So this was from propagations, and then I have this here that's growing nice from propagations. Look at all those roots in there, and this one looks nice. And I think for Just Sienna, I might only do one Just Sienna. I have several more that are growing, but I kind of want them to get more color first. This one, it's still nicely variegated, but some of these are original leaves, and so they're more green. But I think I'll list this one because this one produced a nice leaf there. Oh. But usually the Just Siennas have like 3 to 4 like propagations per container. I think this one has 4 in this one. This one might have 3, I'm not sure. But I'd like this one to get a little bit more vibrant color to grow in. And then I have several more that are still growing. Let me see if any of these might be ready. I could list one of these. I have a couple that I planted in a bigger one that's growing in. So we'll see. I'll have to go through them. But yeah, I just wanted to say too, I'm going to make sure to put on my listings if plants have original leaves, they're going to have imperfections because some of these leaves could be years old. I had someone upset with a Gentiana that they received because it had some marks, had some spots on some of the older leaves. The Gentiana that I sold them was so beautiful. It had such gorgeous variegation growing in. And I was upset that they were unhappy with it. Original leaves are just, they're just going to have imperfections because they've been like in my care the whole time. Like this one here has a couple of dots, but it's not like a bacterial infection or anything. And you can barely notice it. It's just an original leaf. So now I'm like worried. I'm like, should I just cut all the original leaves off and let the new leaves grow in? I'm like worried that someone's going to not be happy with an original leaf. If I'm ever concerned that there's a plant that's not healthy, like I'm not going to list it or sell it. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with the Gentianas at all. Like they're healthy plants. My Gentiana is 3 years old. I got her in 21 and I've chopped her so many times. I sold cuttings back in my old Facebook group. Well, back when I was on Facebook, now it's just scammers. Back when I lived in Raleigh, I used to sell in my local group and I sold so many cuttings from my Gentiana. She's probably one that, I shouldn't say most profitable, because probably like my Monstera albo, because I sold, you know, all those cuttings back in December. But yeah, I've chopped her so many times, and the mother plant there's nothing wrong with the mother plant. I have another jade satin. I might list this one for Friday here. It's really cute. It's 2 stems, but I think one has a growth activation, and then this one might be the new leaf here. These guys are very slow. I have so many of these propagating. So many, but they're just so slow. I need to actually pot up my exotic. I have some that are ready to be potted up that I can probably list for next week. So I might list her. I do have a variegated jade satin. I grew this from a wet stick. Ooh, and she just gave me this new leaf. So this is the regular and the variegated. I didn't really want to sell this one yet. I would like to get one more leaf on her before I list her. Even though this is very beautiful, I'd rather have another leaf before I let her go. I don't have too many others, as you could say, for this week. I might list this string of pearls if anyone wants it. I know it's a common plant, but I propagated this from my own and it's growing a ton and it's well rooted. I prop this off of my own, so I might list a pearls. I don't really have much Hoya for this drop. I need to actually prop a ton of Hoya. I made some propagations of some Hoya that I have, and then the linearis, and then I have some others that are propagating, but they're not ready. I think this is the only Hoya that I'm gonna list. This one is a Hoya pubicalic splash, and it has a ton of new growth coming in. It's very splashy. I know it's like more of a common one, but it's the only one that I have that's really like ready for sale, so I'll probably list this one. My butt just knocked over a plant, so now I have dirt to clean up. So these are the marble queens. These are from my mama plant, my trailing basket that I started my moss pole from. So I have 2 of these that are ready. They have enough healthy roots in here growing. She's gorgeous, really good color. So I have 2 of these. I'll probably list these for Friday. I sold one Monstera mint last week, and then this one is still too small. It's another one that I took off of my plant, so I'm waiting for this one to get one more leaf and then I'll list this one. The other ones that I have are too small. I have one more this size. Again, I'm waiting for one more leaf. But yeah, I don't want to sell them like this tiny. I have a variegated Monstera Peru. I think I'm going to wait for the leaf to emerge. It actually has two nodes that are activating, one here and then one down at the soil level. I saw it when I potted it in here, so I think I'll wait for their growth point before I sell this. I also potted up a couple of these philodendron. They're the, what is this? Philodendron. Gosh, why can't I think of the name? I always forget the name of this one. But I'm gonna wait for the growth point to emerge. Is it the golden violin? It's the variegated. I think that's what it is. But yeah, once this kind of opens up, I'll probably list this one. It's just still very small. I have some Monstera esqueletos that are growing. I have this one that's getting ready to push a new leaf. I have, oops, did I say esqueleto? I meant obliqua. I have this one that's pushing a leaf. I could list a couple of those for Friday. And then I have several, I have like 12 of them probably. I have a lot of them that are pushing like their third leaf, so I'll probably list a couple of these. They're still kind of small, but they're growing very well. I have some of these that are growing. This is another Halo Micans. I might list this one for Friday. It's still kind of small though. But the other props, I want them to grow a little bit more. I have one Glorious I think I might list for Friday that is growing. I had to grow this one back from a wet stick. The original leaf, like the big leaf, was kind of like yellowing and stuff. I didn't want to sell it with the main original leaf, so one Glorious. I have this Silver Sword I might list. This one's growing a bit bigger, so I'll probably list him. This is the top cut of my Philodendron Majestic that I did in that moss pole video. These original leaves could yellow. It's the top chunk, or the top growth, I guess, the top cut. So there's the growth point. It just hasn't, I was waiting for it to kind of start growing and produce another one. And I'd like for it to root a bit more. It's rooting, but not enough to actually like, I don't know. I think I'm going to hold off on this one, but I will have this one. It's a huge top cut listed soon. So all the other props, a lot of the original leaves had started yellowing, so I have to unfortunately propagate them now by wet stick. And some of them are starting to sprout leaves, so maybe in another couple of months I can list some. I have a couple that still have the original leaves left, but a lot of them did yellow. But since this is the top cut, I figured this one would probably do the best. But they're going to be imperfect leaves, you know, because they're going to have some areas that are like crispy and imperfections because they're original leaves. And plus, when you propagate, sometimes these guys use so much energy to grow roots and to support the plant that they start to yellow a bit and take a bit of a hit. So I don't know. Leaves aren't perfect, so don't expect like clean, healthy, perfect leaves. I have some Esqueleto that are growing, kind of the same situation. A lot of the original leaves from my big plant when I chopped were looking a little rough, so I've had to propagate a lot of these back from wet stick. This one has 2 leaves, but this one just emerged, so I might wait one more week for this one. But I have like 3 or 4 of these that are starting to grow, so I should have more Esqueleto soon. But I haven't decided if I should list this one. It's still kind of small. I'll probably be listing about 10 more of my seedlings. So if you're wanting a seedling, I have a lot. I've actually just made 2 more trays that hold about 20 each. And then I still have like probably over 100 seedlings left. So these are Crystallinum and Magnificum. So these are like roughly the size. They'll have anywhere from 2 leaves to like 5 leaves. Some of them are producing bigger leaves now. Some still are small like that, and some are a bit bigger, but this is kind of like the average size. I should probably update the photos for these. So you guys saw me prop these on my main channel. So this one just pushed out, I think, a new leaf here. And I potted these up last week, and they're just now like rooting. They don't have many roots, but I could probably list one of these. Like this one's taken to this mix really nicely, and it's pushed out the new leaf here. So this one's probably a good one to list for Friday. This one here. And I have a couple more that I potted up that I'll probably wait because I want them to push a new leaf before I list them. And then I have the rest of them still in water, but this might be the only one that I list for Friday. I do want to do a lot of Hoya propagating. I propped some Hoya Weyetii the other day. I got these like little mini cups here, and so one has a drain hole and one doesn't. And so they're not rooted yet. So once they're rooting, they're going to root in my prop mix. So once they actually root, I'll have some of these guys to let go. I took some of these and I took some Lacuniose, and then, yeah, I definitely want to take a lot more Hoya props. So I'm going to be doing a lot of propagating here soon. You guys remember when I took all these, I have the variegated heartleaf and I have silver stripe. So they're starting to root, it looks like. So I'll probably work on moving these out into separate containers in my prop mix. This one looks like a top cut, so this one's already producing a new leaf. So I'll probably start making some containers to let them grow. But yeah, I'm gonna have so many of these coming up because I took so many props. So many. I'll have some medium silver in some time. I took a ton of cuttings. Florida Ghost and Beauty are going to be a while because I have huge propagated cuttings, and then some of those leaves started to yellow, so I have wet sticks. They just take a really long time. Yeah, I have a lot propagating. Tons and tons of alocasia. I have some varicosum that are propagating. I need to acclimate some of those to lower humidity. I have random stuff in prop bins. So many things. Here's the albo that I cut, that I took those props from. She's pushed her new leaf. Very beautiful. That's where I chopped her. So I had sold the top cut, and then these are the mid cuts from her. So those are some of the original leaves. There. Okay, so I think that's probably all the show and tell that I'm going to do for right now. I'm going to get working on taking some photos and figuring out for sure all the plants that are going to be in the sale, and I'll probably give you one final overview of all of them together. And then, yeah, I'll probably pop back on when I make some soil mixes, and if I do some more propagating, I'll include that in here. But yeah, I'm going to give my camera a little break now, and I'll jump back on a bit later. I'm working on labeling them, and I clean their leaves. I'll probably water them all tomorrow. They're getting dry, but they don't quite need watered yet. So here's all the alocasias. Let me turn this down so you can kind of see. So we have, I'm going to do 2 Regal Shields, 2 Micklitziana, 2 variegated, a Ninja, and a Capria. So that's all of them. So a lot of alocasia for this week. I decided I'm going to go ahead and list the albos. Again, I'm not sure what to price them at, and then yeah, I have to get photos of all these guys here. And it was pretty much everyone that I showed you, and I haven't decided if there were going to be any more that I want to list for this week. I was just finishing up the last few photos and just double checking to make sure there's nothing else that I want to list this week. I don't think so. I think that's it. I think there's about 25 plants and 10 seedlings. That'll make about 35 plants, which is usually what I stick to for a drop. Because if they all sell, that's a potential 35 orders, and then I have to make a ton more mixes. I usually have separate orders of just the mixes, so it's a lot to pack up. So usually my goal is like 40 plants, give or take. It depends on what all I have growing, because some weeks I have more that are just ready, and I feel like I'm kind of at a lull right now. I feel like after this batch goes, I think it's going to be a bit slow for a few weeks until I can get more growing. But I just got a package and I'm really excited. I don't know if you remember yesterday. Was it yesterday that I said I got my cards, the updated cards for my packages? Well, they just came. I ordered these from Canva. So let's take a look at them, the new ones. I'm so excited. I think I got 250, so it should last me a little bit in case for some reason I wanted to change it again. I didn't want to order like too many. Because I think for 100, or I think it came to like $180 or something, which comes down to a little less than $1 a card. Like, it's expensive. So excited. Okay, they come in 2 separate containers. The packaging is really cute. I love the packaging. They come like so in there. Oh, I'm so eager to see them. Okay, the front is cute. Ouch, that just landed on my foot. Bad words. Okay, the front is cute. Oh, I think I like it. I'm just like worried I messed something up. I probably should have like triple checked because that would suck if I misspelled it. All right, so here's the new one. So that's the front. Is it focusing? So thank you for your order. And then I have my logo as the main focal point with the same 2 plants. And then, yeah, I just have plantsbymelissa.com. So that's the front. And then it feels like a bit different card, I think. Honestly, it kind of feels like the same. I was supposed to get like the higher up, and then the corners are rounded here. And then the back has the Scan Me, which is different. So I have the Scan Me, and then I have the Follow Us, and then thank you for supporting your small business. I have a coupon code, again, at plantsbymelissa.com, and then I have, we would love for your feedback. So if you scan this, it should bring you to my website. I gotta make sure it works. Okay, hold on. Ah, it worked. That's so cool. I love that I can scan it. It brings it to my website. It's a little bit big. I kept it the same size, but I think next time I get some, I'm gonna try and shrink it a bit. It's just a little big. Let me show you the old one side by side. Okay, so be honest, which one do you like better? So this is the original. Everything's just kind of on the front. I have the logo small, and then the back is blank. And so this is the new one, and the back has that. And honestly, it wasn't too much more to get these ones. But I chose Alocasia and Monstera because they're my 2 favorite plant genus. I could just honestly do away with the stickers. That way it's not taking away from the logo. I don't know, what do you think? I definitely like the new one. But this is like my OG, the one that I spent some time trying to create, so it's a little bit special in that sense. This one looks more like, I like this one. This one looks good. And I love the Scan Me, so I'm happy, I'm excited. So now I have a lot. All right, I think it's about 6:40. I think I'm gonna finish up here with the photos. If there's something else I decide to add, I can add in last minute and take a photo, but I think for now that's all I'm gonna do. And then my husband texted me that he's running a little bit behind. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start something to eat for us, and then we may go on a walk. And then I'm gonna come back and probably spend this evening making some soil mixes, and I might show you some of that real quick. I look scary. It's been a long day, long evening. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Okay, well let me do this outro. My grow lights in here just went out. So you guys saw me make more mixes. I have Aroid mix and prop mix and everything here. I couldn't make any more tree fern just because I need to order a new bag. I pretty much used it all. I have like barely anything left. And then I used pretty much 3/4 of the Aroid mix with all that big bin. And then I have about half a thing of prop mix left. I didn't want to make too many just because I use it so frequently, making all the props, and I'm going to be making a bunch more. That's what it looks like. It's 1 pound. So it doesn't have as many cocoa chips this time, but it's perlite, tree fern, and a little bit of spag moss. It's pretty much, you could just say it's tree fern and perlite, and it's $12.99 for the 1 pound bag. So yeah, I made about 8 bags, so we'll see. But yeah, I just go through it so fast. And here is the 1 pound bag, or I'm sorry, the 2.5 pound bag of Aroid mix. So I have those. I think that's pretty much it for the shop vlog for this week. I just kind of wanted to take you on a little before the scenes, I guess. The only thing I really have to do to prep is print a bunch more labels that I put like on the packaging and everything, like my shop logo. I just print that out. That doesn't take very long, so I'll probably do that later before, you know, anytime before I start packing orders. But I made more of those little goodie baggies, those stickers and stuff. And I have a few more box sizes on order, so that should be coming. One came today with the cards, and then I think I have 2 more sizes on order. Oh shoot, my battery's gonna die too. The only other thing I was thinking about maybe letting go is this hybrid here that I created and grew from seed. I just don't know what to list it for, because I feel like it would be a little bit more on the expensive side. I was waiting for it to grow a new leaf, and it put this one here out because it was this one and this one for a while. And it's very well rooted in my Aroid mix here. Very well rooted. This one is a Clarinervium and Podato radiatum. So I got 3 seeds total. This is the 3rd seed. My other 2 I planted together, and it's in my plant room in pon. And those, like when I put those in pon, it exploded. So this one has been a little bit of a slower one, but it is growing. It just didn't take off like the other 2. So yeah, I don't really need this guy. I don't know if I should list him or not, and I don't know what to price him at. I know like it's not a Delta Force, but it's the same two hybrids. It's the, did I say Clarinervium and Pedata radiatum? So it does have like Delta Force traits, and I know those are still very expensive, like a true Delta Force. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on it. But this video is gonna go up Thursday before the sale, so if you guys would be interested in me possibly listing this, let me know. I just don't know what to price it at. Because it's, you know, it's unique. You can't just go and buy this, you know. I guess you can go and buy Delta Force if you want, but I don't know. I don't know. Let me know. But other than that, I don't think I'm going to add anything else this week. I think that's a good little bunch that I'm doing. This week's bunch is on that shelf there, and then I have like 10 more seedlings to do. Okay, battery's dying. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the shop vlog. And thank you for your support and being here. And yeah, I'll have the plants listed at 4 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So thank you so much for your support, and I'll talk to you again soon.